Arthur started the coffee maker at exactly 7 a.m. First the short hiss of steam, then the rich, dark aroma filling the kitchen. 2 mugs. Into one he put 2 sugars for himself, into the other just 1 for Lena. It was a ritual, perfected over 10 years of marriage. The ticking of the wall clock, the steady hum of the refrigerator, the pre-dawn blue outside the window. Peace, almost an idyll. He carried the mug to the bedroom. Lena was still asleep, turned away from him, her face buried in the pillow. Arthur set the coffee on the nightstand and leaned down to kiss her shoulder, and that's when his nose, accustomed to her usual sweet scent of shampoo and skin, detected something alien, a faint but stubborn note, a persistent expensive men's cologne. Not his. He froze, bent over her. His brain, not fully awake, scrambled for a logical explanation. Maybe someone bumped into her on the subway, or at her office party yesterday. But she had come home almost at midnight, tired, and went straight to the shower. It should have washed off, yet this smell, it was ingrained, as if it had soaked into her skin over hours of closeness. Arthur slowly straightened up. The idyll had cracked with a quiet ringing sound, like ice on a puddle. He returned to the kitchen, leaving his own mug untouched. Instead of coffee, he poured a glass of water. His hand wasn't shaking. It felt strangely heavy. He sat at the table and began sifting through the memories of the past few weeks. The little things he had dismissed now lined up into a clear, poisonous chain. Her new habit of placing her phone face down, the increasing late nights at the office, a sudden interest in evening gym sessions, her gaze which more and often slid away from his. He thought it was fatigue, a rough patch. Turns out the rough patch had a different name. Fragments of their recent conversations echoed in his head. "Arthur, we need to spice up our lives a little." "Maybe we should take a trip somewhere?" he had offered. "I don't know. I'm swamped with projects at work right now." He stood up and walked into the living room. Everything was clean, perfectly tidy. She always loved order. And now he understood that this order was a screen. Behind it, a different secret life was bubbling. His gaze fell on her laptop on the coffee table. His heart started hammering somewhere in his throat. He had never checked her messages. Trust was the foundation of their world. Now that foundation had crumbled. He opened the lid. She hadn't changed the password, their wedding date. A bitter irony hit him in the chest. He clicked on the messenger icon. The top message was from Mark S. The last message Lena had sent, a heart emoji, was sent yesterday at 11:45 p.m., when, according to her, she was already asleep. Arthur didn't read the thread. He already knew. He just sat there, staring at that emoji, feeling something huge and irreversible shatter into 1,000 pieces inside him. He heard a rustle. He snapped the laptop shut and turned. Lena was standing in the doorway, wearing her old stretched-out t-shirt she'd had for years. She was looking at him, and from her face, he knew she had seen everything, seen his posture, his expression. "What? What are you doing?" Her voice was husky from sleep, but there was already panic in it. Arthur slowly stood up. He walked right up to her, and he caught the scent again. Now it was blazingly bright to him, like a brand. "I was smelling your hair," he said quietly. "Interesting scent, very persistent. Must be expensive." Lena paled. Her eyes filled not with remorse, but with fear and anger. "Arthur, don't start. Who is he, Lena? A co-worker? That Mark guy?" She took a step back as if he'd hit her. "You went through my phone, my computer." It was her defense mechanism to turn the conversation into an attack. "I was checking our life." Arthur's voice remained deathly calm. "And I think I found a foreign smell in it." He saw a tear roll down her cheek, but it didn't move him anymore. All he felt was an icy, all-consuming emptiness. "It's not what you think," she began, but the words caught in her throat. What excuses could there be? The heart emoji, sent 5 minutes to midnight, spoke louder than any words. Arthur turned, walked to the entryway, and silently started putting on his jacket. "Arthur, where are you going? Let's talk." "I have nothing to say." He didn't look at her. "And listening to your excuses. I don't have the strength for that. I'm going for a walk." He left the apartment, the lock clicking behind him. The silence of the hallway was deafening. He went down to the first floor and stepped outside. The morning was cold, smelling of asphalt and impending rain. Arthur shoved his hands into his pockets and started walking, with no destination in mind. He walked along familiar streets that had suddenly become foreign. His life, the one he had built for 10 years, had turned out to be a house of cards, and it had taken just 1 cent to bring it down. He knew he would have to go back. He would have to talk, to decide, to destroy, or to rebuild. But right now, in these first minutes after the catastrophe, he needed only one thing to breathe. To breathe deeply the cold morning air, which didn't carry a single trace of her betraying scent.